are Slade and Michael, and we're playing the Indie Hack. We now rejoin Abel, who is in a subterranean library, and I don't think that he would have allowed this woman to stand behind him if he had known that a demon would very soon possess her.
So, with the demon behind me, what actually does this demon look like as it begins to possess her?
So you have just long enough to turn around and see all life has sort of drained from her face. Her eyes look more sunken. Her lips are kind of taut against her teeth. Her skin is just this kind of grayish blue pallor to it. And you only get a half glimpse at this before she sinks her teeth into your neck, bypassing your armor.
Ugh. I try to move, shrug her off. Probably the shield comes up and tries to hit her in the head and slam her off so that way I can move and get away and get room.
That sounds awfully like a tough test to me.
Barely. I rolled the light die of 1, dark die of 1, so my +1 manages to carry the day.
Unfortunately, she is now a very challenging opponent. So she's getting equivalent to her getting a +2. Unfortunately, you're under by 1.
Oh.
So she's going to get something, and she's also going to lose something. So I think you're fairly successful in shaking her off. But what you realize just a moment later is that she's taken a pretty good chunk of skin and sinew and knotted muscle, because Abel is this really aged, tough exorcist guy. It's been removed from your neck. So we're going to add detail to do with that in just a sec. But you notice when you look up and at her, she's kind of had her face smacked by this shield that you've brought up really quickly. So she's got this gash in the side of her, just at the edge between forehead and temple. Blood coming down from there.
I got it.
So do you have an idea for the damage detail?
I was going to put piece of shoulder missing. Wounded shoulder? I think wounded shoulder. I like the piece of shoulder missing.
Shoulder missing?
That's more descriptive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a little bit right at the edge between shoulder and neck. Just she got a nice bite.
That's not good. I will throw myself kind of back, and Abel throws himself back. He's going to try to summon the help of the 3 ladies to bless his weapons.
Cool. Does that feel like Light of the Mother?
I'm thinking so.
Yeah, that'll work. It's a bit of an unconventional use of it, but I think it'll work.
And finally, a light die of 1 and a dark die of 5. So with my +1, that is a 6.
Okay, and then -2 because this creature is quite powerful.
So that is a 3 over.
Not bad. So you'll get 1 hard detail and 1 scene detail.
So I think the scene detail is that the light just doesn't emanate from my sword. It emanates from the room itself. Like the room seems to just light up overall. So I can kind of make out some details and such. And the hard detail is my weapon. Very obviously, it's a bane to this demon.
Cool. So we're going to add the detail deadly versus demons to your weapon.
Nice.
What is your weapon exactly? What's it look like?
My sword? I picture a very well-nicked sword. Probably, though, the blade is always sharpened, and it's probably the hilt is pretty worn down. It's probably maybe even the blade's been kept, but the hilt has been remade a number of times, so the blade looks old, but the hilt looks kind of new. No ornamentation, not fancy looking at all. A very workman's weapon.
Sounds good. And that is now the bane of demons.
Nice. So I raise the sword up, and I look at the demon, raise the sword up, and demon, I give you 1 chance now. Leave this woman.
This possessed woman narrows her eyes and charges forward at full speed. She's only a few feet from you.
I am totally going to try to, because it's still just a woman, correct? Like it hasn't really shape changed. I mean, probably big teeth and stuff, but
yeah, I mean, even more so, just still quite human looking. Just these kind of sunken, dead eyes, and the pallor of the skin is the main.
Yeah, I totally think that my shoulder's going to come down, and I'm going to try, like, as she's coming at me, I'm going to try to bowl her over and just knock her to the ground, so that way I can like hold her down to try to do something else.
You need to be careful about this. Do you think it's tough or precise?
I am worried about not hurting the woman, and probably a fully armored Mel landing on top of her probably would not be the best thing for her in her sickened condition. Right. So yeah, I would say it is more precise, trying to make sure I don't land on top of her and wound her.
Cool. Sounds good. So let's give it a precise check.
Oof, and I got a good roll again. A light roll of 1 and a dark die of 6. So with the +2 from the demon, and I don't have any bonuses, it is still a +3 roll for me.
Excellent. So you've got your hard detail and you've got a scene detail.
I probably, I knock her down and she is on the ground kind of under my power for now. And then probably the scene detail is her face is smoking wherever my blade gets near. Not necessarily like it's burning a little bit, but like it's obviously responding to the weapon.
That just sounds and looks really cool. Yeah, you've kind of got her pinned there. So this possessed woman is now kind of incapacitated, and as far as you can tell, the creature within her is not enjoying being close to your blade. You think maybe the creature is building up something. You can feel it kind of conserving its energy in order to do something. You're not too sure what.
I'm totally, yeah. Demon, you will leave this woman now, and I push the blade like up against like her face, so that way it starts steaming, like it fills the blade. Probably trying to leave a burn mark on her face. I don't know. Trying to weaken the demon, but I don't want to do any damage to her.
Okay, that feels like another precise check.
Sounds good.
The demon at the moment is trying to conserve its energy, so it's only going to be it's only going to get like the equivalent of a +1 bonus instead of +2.
Oof. Well, me and the demon tied then.
Okay. So the demon is going to spend its detail as a soft detail and say, "It is by my power that this woman still lives." And then you feel that the creature's presence is moving on. The woman is no longer seared by being close to your blade. The pink hue kind of starts to return to her skin. She looks like she's sort of spontaneously becoming much healthier.
There has to be some kind of training in this. Like I start asking her questions, or there has to be some training in like exorcism. Like I start asking her to repeat words to see if like the demon's still in there. Like,
so she's pretty shaken.
I was thinking of maybe like a clever test to identify like what's going on with the demon. Like what is it still there, and how deep is it?
Okay, so something like
by questioning her.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a case of learning about the environment. So yeah, you can roll a clever check.
Okay. Oof. It's -3 unless the demons. And that was not adding anything for the demon.
Okay. No, yeah, so the demon is not influencing the situation any longer. So you've got 3 under. So the woman here has regained a bit of her composure, And she comes back and sits at the table, and she looks very depressed. And she takes out a book and begins reading through the book silently to herself.
No, I'm not going to let her get to the book. No, like I slammed the book down. Like, no, like what's your name? What is the demon's name? Like, what happens when it comes back again?
She says, "The demon has not told me its name. I need to continue my work. I think possibly one of these tomes contains the answer."
Yeah, no, I look at the library filled with books and kind of like, well, which one? Where is it?
Well, it gets to the heart of your question. What is this demon's name? You can see on the sides of various books, like these are compendia of the hierarchies and pedigrees of various demons. There are sort of religious texts of various kinds, histories, even some, and, real live witness accounts of contact with various demons.
I kind of sigh and look at her. Well, which book do we start with then?
She gestures with her hand that the first quarter of the library has been searched. She says, nothing in there. She points to the empty space where she withdrew this book. This is the progress that I have made thus far.
How long have you been here for?
I have been here for 12 seasons or more.
Looking over all the books, then just kind of like moving down the rows of the library, keeping my sword and shield out, but like looking back at her, and I'm just like lost in it, like trying to figure out how I could get lucky or what kind of sign I could ask for, just kind of lost in it.
We don't have a definitive answer about anything, but the work begins now.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jason from The Gauntlet. If you enjoyed this episode of Comic Strip AP, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We have many other Comic Strip AP shows available, each organized in their own sequential playlist for easy listening. Just go to youtube.com and search for Gauntlet RPG.